So today we are going to, I'm going to show you how to subtract different things. This is a roof, and I think I showed you last week how we can work with the massing inside. We can create an in-place mass, and just doing something very easy, we can create form, solid form, and then without finish mass, I can draw something different, and I can create a void form, and when I finish mass, I am subtracting two different masses. And then with this, I can go to massing inside, and I can create a roof. Okay, so I have do this, create a roof, or I can do this and create a, no, I can select a wall. Okay, using massing inside, if we have complicated volumes, I can use this void form, and then I can subtract volumes. Can I do this with this kind of shape? I think we can. Yes, so we can have like let's do something more complicated with massing and modeling. Okay, let me see. In level 0, we are working with A0. So I'm going to create a shape similar to this one using in-place mass. This is on, I have to set this on grid A0, put it here. And now I'm going to do something like this, and now I will continue. Okay, something similar to this. On the 3D view, I can create a solid form, and I can finish mass. Or even before finishing mass, if I want to create like something like a rectangle, I can do this. I can set this on level 0. Then I can create this rectangular shape or triangular shape. If I go back here, I can create a void form. I have to select all these, create a void, and will it work? Yes, it works. Okay, so I have created like this angle here. And then if I go to massing inside again, I create a roof. Yeah, kind of. Can I do the same with other? Yes, so here, as you can see, we have limitations. I can select this, create roof, but if I want to select, if I want to create a roof with this element, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Does it work with a wall? Apparently, it works, but well, okay. So this is a way to do it. Now we have to figure out how to fix this. Maybe have the same thickness for the wall and for the roof. We can end up working it out and even offsetting this like a foot. And if this wall, instead of 8 inches, I edit type and I have 12 inches, which is a foot. Yeah, not bad. Okay, I'm going to do it again because I like this. I didn't think it was going to be so accurate, so I'm going to do it again. The most important thing is that the wall and the roof, they need to be the same thickness. Okay, so I can always go to architecture, wall, I can edit type, duplicate, and I can create my wall 1 foot. Okay, and now I edit the structure and I have a 1 foot thick wall. And now this is my wall. I have to do the same with roofs. So I can work with roof. Okay, yeah. But if I'm working with roofs, I need a level. So on level 0, I can create roof. Yes. And now I can, well, we do have a 12-inch roof, but I can always edit type, duplicate. So this is my roof, 1 foot. Okay, and this is a foot that it's like I have created my basic roof and my basic wall. Now on the 3D view, I can so when you are creating a new roof, you always have to create an actual roof somewhere, and then you can delete it. So next time your roof is available. So now I'm going to work with the massing and side because what I want, today's lesson is about subtracting volumes. Okay, so we want to create a shape and then we want to subtract the volume. This is what we want to do here. The problem is that we cannot do that because this is already a roof, and by creating a void form, I can do this only if I'm working with modeling with mass and side, or massing and side. So I have to create a mass. It doesn't work if I create a roof or if I create a wall. But there are ways to do this. So we will explore different options, and then next time you're doing something like that, you can decide what option you want to do. So we're creating a mass. Remember that first we need to understand what grid we are working with. Okay, so I'm going to work on this grid A0. So if I'm in this 3D view, in this back view, I select massing and side, in place mass. I have to set the plane where I'm working, and I set the plane here, and I decide the grid. It's A0. Okay. And now here we can create a shape. We can actually trace this shape. Okay, I'm going to trace this. And now here we always have an issue with this fillet, start, ellipse, tangent. Okay, I can trace this, and now I can continue with a straight line. Okay, now I have to select this curve or this form, and I have to create form, a solid one. Okay, so a solid form goes like this. If I select everything, probably I could extrude it, but so let's do this. And now if I want to create an angle before finishing mass, I want to go to the top view, but now I have to set a different plane because now I want to work in a horizontal plane. So I'm going to set level 0, and now I can create the rectangle, the triangle, sorry. Okay, and now I want to subtract the form that I have already created and this angle. First, I have to select this form. I have to create a void and make sure that it's bigger than the form that I actually want to subtract. And then I finish mass, and now it works. Okay, so I have created this form, and I'm going to move it out just to see what I have done. Okay. And now I want to turn this into actual elements. This is just a shape. We don't have any material here. We don't have any thickness, but I can always use massing and site, roof. And for the horizontal elements, a roof will work. I can create a roof, and this roof is my roof. Yeah, the one that I have already created. I can do the same thing with the ramps, create roof. I can do the same with the horizontal elements, create another roof, and even this is a ramp, and I can create a roof. The problem, well, apparently I can do the same here, create roof, and there, create roof. Okay. In this case, I can create roofs with everything, except with this tiny segment, I cannot select this to create a roof. Will it work with walls? Let's find out. Yes, that works with walls. And that's the issue now. Yep. So this is the roof I am creating up to this point, and now we have this wall. Does it have an easy solution? No, I don't think so. So there is no way to fix this. Okay, when the shape is not as complicated, when we have just a segment, an arch or a circle, it works. If we have this weird shape, it doesn't work as well. So that's why I wouldn't use this. Well, actually, I didn't use this, but regardless of this tiny wall, the thing works because I can subtract and I can create this shape by using a void form. So this is the first way. But we have created a roof by extrusion. Okay, so this is not a mass. This is a roof, and we created this a roof by extrusion. First, I want to create. Okay, so let's do something different first. Let's say that we are on level 20, and on level 20, I want to go to architecture, and I want to create a roof by footprint. Okay, so we have a roof by footprint, and I create a roof like this. If we want an opening on that roof, there are different ways to do that. I can edit the footprint, and if I edit the footprint, I can always create the angle, then trim and I have a roof with this shape. What's the problem? That it's flat. Can I do that with a tilted roof? I can. If I do this and I edit the footprint, I can always select this and define slope. If I define slope here, this tiny triangle will show up. And if I click OK, yes. And I can change the slope. It's 30 degrees. Let's change it to 10 degrees. And it changes. Okay, so I have created a tilted roof with a triangular, or, well, it's not a triangle, it's a trapezoidal shape. The problem is that nightmare that we have here, because this is a roof, but sometimes it becomes a wall. Okay, so with roof by footprint, I cannot do these kind of things. I cannot do a curve in that roof. Or if I can, I don't know how to do it. So if we have something that it's tilted, so here we have something that it's tilted, and we have something with curves, then we need to find another way. So what would be the other way? We can always use opening by face. Okay, so if you select this tool, opening by face, we are working on that face, and then I can do whatever I feel like with this opening. And now I finished, and I have an opening here. See, this is a roof. It's a roof by footprint, and if I want a weird opening, I can do that. Can I do this editing the profile? I think we can. If I do this and I edit footprint, sorry, yeah, I can always create like another weird shape here, then trim, and then trim again. I click OK. Yep. So it works. Using this edit footprint, basically I can do anything as long as this is a closed segment. If I click finish, it's not. Yeah, so we need to create a closed loop. So we need to connect these two lines, or I would use a trim because it's more accurate using the trim. Okay. The problem is that this is roof by extrusion. It's not roof by footprint. So if I edit the profile, this is the profile I get. So I cannot edit the profile like I did here to create that opening. So in this case, it doesn't work. So I have to use the other option. I have to use I can use by face, and then I select the face I want to edit, this one. And if I do this, I think I can work with the shape that we want to do. Let's see. Yep. But as you can see, I have this is weird because I have selected only this face, and as far as I know, in this building, we want to do the same with this and that one. So it's not by face what I need. I want to discard. So I will use a shaft. A shaft goes through all the horizontal elements that we have. Okay, so if I select by face, it goes only through this face, basically. But if I select a shaft, first, this work plane cannot be used, so we need to do it with the top view. Where is the view? Plan views, floor plans. I'm going to select the 40. And selecting the 40, I don't see my roof here. Probably I need to go to the view range. And I'm going to make it unlimited. And do I see the roof? No, I don't. Is it because of the visibility graphics? Do I have roofs here? Yes, I do. So why can't I see my roof? What is this level? It's level 40. So I should be able to see this roof here on level 40. It's there. But I don't see it. And visibility graphics.
Hey, Fernando.
Yes.
So I'm having the same issue on level 40, but when I go to site, I can see the roof line. Can you edit from that same view or no?
Let's see. No, yeah, so here we see the roof, but it doesn't make any sense. I mean, we should be able to see at level 40, we should be able to see this. Probably from the side, because we need just a plan. So I think here, if we can select the roof, yes, probably we can select this. But no, it doesn't work because the side is just for working with contour lines. If in architecture, okay, we have shaft. Let's try. Let's create a shaft. And now we're going to work with this up to this point. Then we have to go to this. I click OK. And yeah, apparently it works. Yep. But I don't know because I should be able to do this from level 40. I mean, eventually I'm going to need to see the roof on level 40 because I have to create the plans here. Sometimes Revit is annoying, and it's usually when you work with the view range and you make everything unlimited, especially the view depth. Okay, because the view depth, you see everything that is going from this line to below. So you should be able to see everything here. But even with this, it's not working. And what the hell is that? Okay, so this is the only object that we can see on level 40. We don't see any columns. We don't see anything but this. This is a wall. Doesn't make any sense. Unless it's hidden. No, it's not hidden. Okay, I'll find out later. Anyway, what we were looking for is this. So now it works. Okay, so now we can have this angle that we had in the plan. And we have done this by using this shaft. If you want to do it just in a face, imagine that you are working with this element and you want to do it just in the roof itself, not in the floor, then you can do this by face. You have to select the face, and now we can do this, and that affects only that part of the roof. It doesn't affect to this one. If we're using shaft, the shaft is that, yeah, we need another view. So we can go back to site, and if we want to, yeah, but if we do this and we work with shaft, what we will be doing? I'm sure that we will be cutting through all the elements. Yep. Okay. Well, no, we have cut only this one, not that one. Yeah, so this is what we have done with the shaft. We have cut only these two, but we want to cut the other one. Okay, it's not clear. Cut, yes. With this, it works, and this is something that we can always edit. Okay, so this is the shaft, the first shaft that we have used to cut this, and we can always edit that sketch to cut a different plane or. Okay. So it's, I think this is the right option, but it depends on if we are using massing inside, or if we are using roof by footprint, or we are using roof by extrusion. So there are different ways. If we are using roof by footprint, I think the most efficient way is to edit profile. If we are using roof by extrusion, if we edit profile, we cannot edit the roof itself. We can edit the shape that generates the roof by extrusion. Okay, so it's good knowing different options, because sometimes something is not working for some reason. Okay, so you have to be resourceful, and you say, okay, if I can't do this by extrusion, I will do it by footprint. If I cannot do it with a roof, I will do it with a massing inside. And there's still another option. So just splitting hairs, we have another option that can be the architecture component model in place. If I'm generating a model in place, I can decide what kind of element I'm designing. So I can design a roof. And if I do this, I can work with extrusion, and you see that here we have void forms. So let's see what happens. I'm going to create extrusion on set a plane, and I want to select grid A0, is the grid that I'm selecting. And I'm going to create a simple shape. But if we are working with this component, it has to be a closed loop. Okay, now I finish. And on the 3D view, I can select this, drag, and this is a model in place. And now I can finish mass, I can finish model. What if I want to subtract this? Can I do it with another model in place? So let's create architecture, component, model in place. I think you have to select another roof, because if it's another material, it won't work. So we can select roof. Now I create a void form, a void extrusion. I want to set this on level 0. And now I can create the void this way. Will it work? I have to extrude it upwards, make sure that there's an intersection, and then finish model. And well, here some void forms. To make a void form cut something else, use the cut geometry tool. But sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But here we have a cut geometry. So we can select this, and we can select the first one, and now it doesn't work with the second one. I don't know. It should work with this cut tool. But I don't understand why editing place cut create a void form. I have to set it on level 0. Now I want to do this. Go up. Finish model. Doesn't work. Cut. Okay, now it works. Okay, so there are a lot of different ways to do this, to subtract shapes. It depends on what you want or what you're working with. But it's not, I mean, there's a procedure and you have to figure out what to do. So I think it's better if you stick to one of the methods, and then if you're become familiar working with the model in place, do it. If you're familiar working with roofs by extrusion and then creating openings or shafts, do it. But, or if you are familiar using masses, okay, go ahead and do it. But there are different ways to do the same thing. We have created this with roof by extrusion, and this is what we are doing now, creating shafts and not void forms. So the void form is good for the massing. If we are working with in-place mass, we can create a solid form or a void form, and it works. If we're working with the component model in place, we have to make sure that we select the same entity, the